blood. So the first way to differentiate implantation bleeding from period bleeding is the implantation bleeding is usually a lot smaller than the period blood. Sometimes it's just your vaginal discharge with tinge of blood. Sometimes it's just blood, but if you compare it to your regular period blood, it's a little bit smaller than your regular period blood. Then you have to notice at what point in your cycle is this bleeding occurring. Remember I said that implantation occurs 6 to 10 days after ovulation. So you will now calculate when did you ovulate, and then you calculate the day you are seeing the blood. If it is anytime from 6 to 10 days after ovulation, then it is most likely implantation bleeding. But when you now start seeing blood 13 to 14 days after ovulation, then it's most likely your period blood. Also, look out for the color. It's usually brownish or pinkish. Brownish because most times the quantity of blood you're seeing is very small, so it might take longer to leave the uterus and get to your panties. So before it actually gets to your undies, it has mixed with oxygen, it has oxidized, and it has changed the color to brown. Implantation bleeding usually lasts only for a few hours to about 2 days. For women with short cycle length, this can be a little confusing. That is, cycle length less than 21 days, it can be a little confusing. So for them, the way to differentiate implantation bleeding from period bleeding is to compare the differences with the blood they're seeing and their regular period blood. Well, you can do this with checking the color of the blood and how much blood you're seeing. Is it like a usual regular amount of blood? Also, implantation bleeding doesn't occur in every woman. It occurs in 1 in 3 women. 1 in every 3 women experience implantation bleeding. This simply means that if you do not experience implantation bleeding, it does not mean that implantation did not occur. What you need to do is look out for other symptoms.